Today we'll be answering the age-old question. Is Richtech Robotics RR dead, or is this just a pullback? Now, if you know anything about Richtech Robotics, you know they have been riding that hype train for quite some time now. They are up around 327% over the past 4 months, going from lows at $1.71 all the way up to highs at $7.43. Now, since then, Richtech Robotics has pulled back 53.86% and is currently sitting at a share price at $3.74. Now, with the price pulling back over 50%, losing half of their value in just about a month's time, it is a very important question to say, is this just a dip in a speculative name, or are we dead? Is this stock going back down to that $1 range? Are we creating bag holders, and are people going to be very, very upset with their Richtech Robotics holding? Now, in today's video, I do plan to answer that via technical analysis. I do want to point out two things. One, this is not financial advice by any means. Please do your own research. This is just my personal opinion. And secondly, I will not be going over their financials in today's video. Richtech does not have great financials, and it is pretty much just a waste of time. I want to get straight into the chart, talk a little bit about what we are seeing, talk about the formations that we are seeing, because I think that we do see a big possibility with Richtech Robotics if we are to bounce in the next couple of weeks. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump right into this video. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe, as it does really take a good bit of time to make these videos and push them out for you guys. So it really does help when you guys do show your support. Also, drop a comment what stock you guys want to see reviewed next, and you might just get lucky. I might throw a little stock play out there for you guys. Now, let's go ahead and jump into this video and talk about if Richtech Robotics is dead. Now, jumping onto the chart here, I have a very, very interesting thesis with Richtech Robotics. I believe it is following the Elliott wave theory followed by an ABC correction move. Very, very accurate. Now, as you guys can see here, we have our Elliott wave theory move, our one move, two retracement, three extension, which is the longest move of the Elliott wave theory structure, fourth retracement, and then fifth extension right there, followed by an ABC correction. Now, what follows this is another Elliott wave theory move. So we could expect to see wave one and then a wave two pullback and then our big wave three, which we'll talk about targets in just a second. I also do want to point out that we could be working our way into a macro wave two. I will explain that just in a second. So as we do draw out our Fibonacci retracement right here, you guys can see wave two is a pullback back to your 786. And then from there, you will extend up. We can go ahead and draw out price targets for that as well. As you guys can see on the screen right here, this is the first price target at 894. We'll talk a little bit about that in a second, but if this is our wave two retracement, we will be targeting a wave one and then a wave two, wave three, four, and five, and so on. Now, if this is to happen, guys, this is where this acceleration phase within this business is going to happen. Wave three is the biggest wave, so now would be the time to get in if you do believe in this theory. Now, I am not 100% sure on this yet. I want to wait until we do get a flip back above at least our 618 retracement right here. So at least back over 392. I want to see that structure reclaim before I do jump in. But seeing that this could be a macro Elliott wave theory move, jumping in at the second wave is by far the best entry you can get for something like this. Now, I also do want to talk about a little bit of support and resistance, because what level we are looking to really get back above and hold is this 392 level. We want to get back above here because we have obvious resistance here that was turned into obvious support and bounced off of. So we want to do something like that again. It is not going to be bullish whatsoever. And this is what would let me know that Richtech might be dead, is if we do come down a little bit more, come back, retest it, and then shoot down. Obviously, that is not a great look. But if we can go ahead and jump our way back over this channel, just get a little, maybe just a little liquidity sweep across these lows right here, then we can see something like this, and then extending up to our third wave Elliott wave theory extension. Now let's go ahead and talk about some possible entries and possible targets for RR. Now, if we are to stay alive, of course, and keep pushing higher, which I do believe is going to happen, we just need some volume to come back in. I do think that once we do break back over 392 and retest it, that can be a very good entry. So we can honestly target something like this. Now, I do also want to put out there, I am not a fan of calls. I'm not a fan of calls. I'm not a fan of puts. I don't like options on anything under $10 a share because the premiums are not good. I've seen a lot of people get stuck in calls or puts on Richtech Robotics or Open Door or any other of those small, cheap stocks out there that are really running. And guys, it is not a good idea in my personal opinion. You can get lucky, but I do not like calls on stocks under $10. Just a personal opinion. Want to throw that out there. But my entry is going to be on that retest of 392. If we already get that, I'm going to be first targeting up this range right here at $6.41, and then those prior highs at $7.43. Now, that's about a 70% move from lows to this first target, which is a pretty good gain, actually around 60%, which is a really, really good gain. And from prices today, I do think it is actually 70%. Yes. So 70% from our first target, 98% to our second target, and then to our first main target, which should be our third wave extension. That is 137.99% from prices today. Now, we also have a third target, which is going to take us all the way up to $12.36, which is at our 1618 extension. This is also aligning pretty well with prior all-time highs, which I believe is at 1289. So we could also target all-time highs up at that range, pushing into around 13, which is another 245%. So I think I'm going to be taking a good shot on Richtech Robotics. I'm honestly convincing myself here because this setup is looking really, really good. And when you see fear in the market, that is when it is the best time to take a shot at something like this. Once people see this name starts running, they are going to FOMO back in just like they did right here, just like they did right here, and just like they're about to do again. So I think it is a very, very good time for Richtech. I think that this is just a flush of those people who are scared. They are bag holding. Maybe they got an average up here and they're going to sell right here, buy back right here. I'm telling you, it is very, very easy to see with these names like this. We really don't have the smartest of investors going into Richtech Robotics because a lot of these people are chasing that quick money. So if you know how to work that, you can get a very, very profitable trade out of something like Richtech Robotics. So I'm going to continue to monitor it. I think that these are good price targets right here, up 228%, up 140%, and up 70% for our three main targets right there. And I think if Richtech Robotics is to get some more volume, as you can see, our volume has been declining. But if we are to increase in volume, see a nice little bounce, regain our resistance, and move higher, I do believe that Richtech Robotics is not done. I do not think it's dead. I think that we are actually going to head higher than our prior highs at $7.43 over the long term. And I'm actually thinking about taking a really good shot at Richtech Robotics coming here soon. All right, guys, well, that is going to do it for me. That was Richtech Robotics and if it is dead or not. So let me know in the comments down below. Do you think Richtech is dead? Did you get turned into a bag holder? What is going on with your opinion on Richtech Robotics? Everyone seems to have a different opinion, so I'd like to hear from you guys. Also, drop a comment down below what stock you guys want to see reviewed next because I am going to start taking some recommendations as the market is getting a little top heavy. Now, I do also want to point out there, we do have our free Discord, which is linked in the bio down below. Make sure you guys do check that out. We have over 5,000 profitable members over there. So please, please, please check that out. Do not miss out on that opportunity. And I'll see you boys in the next one.